Snapchat and rumbling. Fuck, shake your tits and swing your dicks. Congratulations, fuckers, you made it to another Friday. And for your reward, you get another balloon knot puckering episode of your favorite internet sensation with Libation Friday Wrap-Up. Before we get today's show kicked off, I want to tip my hat to today's Libation. So, last week, I stopped off at the liquor store, and I had to restock the fridge. I figured I'd get one or two more beach runs this summer, or this month. So I just wanted to keep my beach coolers full. So, me, I've been drinking Surfsides all summer long, and I've been enjoying them. And I got to say, there's two different kinds. There's the iced tea, and then there's the lemonade. I've showed you both on the show. Ordinarily, I prefer lemonade over iced tea in general, but when it comes to the Surfsides, I do prefer the iced tea version over the lemonade. Not that the lemonade's bad, it's just not great. So I noticed that they have a new lemonade variety pack. So my interest was piqued. And there's all different flavored lemonades. There was strawberry lemonade, there was raspberry, and then black cherry. So this got my attention. I love black cherry stuff. So I says, how bad could it be? So one more little pop of summer. So first time I'm trying it right here with you guys. Couldn't even tell you what it tastes like until I take a sip. So here we go. All right. Azalu, to drink up and be somebody. You know what? That is quite refreshing. That's very delightful. I actually like that. I like that better than the regular lemonade version that they have. I had no idea that they had flavored lemonades. That's good. That's good. I'm hoping, like I said, I get another beach day or two before the month of September. Last weekend was Labor Day weekend. I hope everybody enjoyed it. But, people get overly fucking emotional about Labor Day. Oh, my God, it's the end of the summer. What are we going to do? Let's have some pumpkin spice. Let's cover our tits in it. I don't know. First of all, the pumpkin spice shit was out before the fucking month of August was even halfway through, okay? So that's, they've been rushing fall since fucking July. Technically, if you really want to know, the summer season ends on July 5th. Okay? And then we're just coasting from there. So, Labor Day weekend isn't actually the end of summer. Maybe the official end of the summer season. Shit starts winding down. Fall starts encroaching. I myself get a little bummy around Labor Day because you don't want to see the summer fun end. I get it. But technically, summer ends on September 22nd. So, you usually have some nice hot days, in September. Even in early August, you get Indian summer. So, although this week we did get a little taste of the fall, it was a little crisp at night. Even during the day, it wasn't overly hot. I like that kind of weather, but I need one or two beach days before I can, officially go c'est la vie to the summer. So, hey, listen, I'm not ready for fall just yet. Give me another week or two, and then, I'll start, acclimating to fall. Although, all the Halloween shit is out now, which is appropriate. It is September, so that does that does juice me up a little bit. So we'll see what happens. Okay, what else this week? Oh, I had to take the Black Pro for an oil change today. The other day, Wednesday, I think it was. So, that's the Black Pearl is the little Buick that I have. Little tiny fucking beater car. So, I'm thinking, first of all, like I said, when I took that car over from Olivia, it had 300 miles on it. She had the car for 2 years. I bought her this car, she had it for 2 years, barely drove it. I put maybe another 1,400 miles on it. Just going back and forth to the city. So this fucking car's never had an oil change, ever. Every so often, the thing comes on and I clear it out. But I says, you know what? Let me get this fucking thing an oil change. It's been 3 years now. Let me get it a fucking oil change. How much could it be? Now, when I take my truck in for an oil change, granted, it's a truck. And I always do the half synthetic blend. And it usually costs me a couple $100. It aggravates me, but it's a truck. Okay? So I figure, how much could this little shit car cost me? So I take it over to Jiffy Lube. I said, give me the half synthetic. So the guy comes back in and he goes, sir, you know you have a turbo in that car, which I didn't know. I never bought it because it wasn't my car. I never bothered really to look at the sticker. I said, just give me the cheapest fucking thing you got, and that was that. So I knew it had all-wheel drive. I just never knew it had a turbo, which I had my suspicions because the thing is, it's peppy. So I said, oh yeah? Which means they can't do half synthetic with a turbo. You got to run full synthetic, otherwise the turbo gets all fucked up, whatever. I said, all right, fine. I said, put the full synthetic in there. Thinking, how much could this cost me? $75, $80? $125 fucking dollars for an oil change. I almost had a heart attack in the fucking Jiffy Lube. I said, are you out of your fucking minds? He said, well, sir, you know, you got a $25 gift card from Amazon. I said, shove it up your ass. I said, $125. I said, I could see that for a truck. For this little fucking car, what did it take? You know, a fucking gallon of oil? Get the fuck out of here. Remember when an oil change used to be $39.95? What the fuck? Get the fuck out of here. You know, I used to do my own oil changes, but with these goddamn new cars now, you need a degree from MIT just to find the fucking oil filter. Like, you look underneath this thing, I'm like, I don't even know how to drain the fucking pan. You know, it's ridiculous. It's fucking crazy. Anyhow, what else this week? So, you know what? There's this movie that I've been wanting to see. It was out in the movie theaters, and everybody talked about it, said it was a great fucking movie. It had that kid who played Elvis, Austin Butler, and Tom Hardy. It was called The Bike Riders. About a motorcycle gang. So naturally, right up my alley. And Peacock, one of those streaming channels, had it. So you got to download Peacock. It's like $7, $8 a month. So I said, fuck it, what the hell? Because it also had another movie I wanted to see. So I downloaded Peacock and I watched The Bike Riders the other night. I think it was Sunday. Don't waste your time. The movie sucked. I don't understand how this movie got such high accolades. Everybody was bragging on it. A friend of mine even said, oh, T, you got to go see this movie. It's a great fucking movie. I thought it was fucking stupid. It was terrible. They tried to do it a little bit like Goodfellas with like a voiceover. One of the characters was narrating, events that led up to present day. And they used this woman, and I can't remember the actress's name, but she was trying to do this Chicago accent, and it was just abysmal, and it just fucking ruined it. Like, if they'd have just shoved the cock in her mouth and pushed her off into the fucking corner, the movie would have been fine. Okay? But it wasn't like if you're expecting something like Sons of Anarchy or some shit like that, this isn't that movie. Okay? There wasn't a lot of biker politics in it. It was just kind of, I couldn't even tell you what the premise of the movie was. It was just stupid. Don't waste your time. Now, here's the second movie review I got. There was another movie on Peacock I've been wanting to see, The Fall Guy. Now, for those of you that are in my age bracket, you probably remember a TV show in the 80s that ran from 1981 to about 1986, starring Lee Majors and Heather Thomas, who, Maron, she was a gorgeous, Maron. I don't like a lot of blondes, but Heather Thomas, I wouldn't have kicked her out of the bedroom. Anyhow, now I might because she's old. But, so there was a TV show in the 80s called The Fall Guy. And I used to love the show, especially because he drove this fucking 82 lifted actually I think it was a 78 lifted GMC, like gold and brown. It was just a fucking great looking truck. And he would jump this fucking thing all over, almost like the Dukes of Hazzard, So I had as a kid, I had the Fall Guy lunchbox and everything. So they made a remake. They made a movie based on the show. It was a remake, starring Ryan Gosling and Emily Blunt, who, by the way, I didn't realize it up until this movie. She's quite adorable. It's the English accent. She's cute, and then she's got that English accent, and I'm just fucking melting as I'm watching her. But anyhow, I guess I got a thing for English broads. I don't know. So I watched this movie, thinking this is probably going to be meds and med. I got to tell you, fucking great movie. Action. It didn't beat you over the head with the plot, but it still had a good plot. It was fucking funny. It was a great movie. A great fucking movie. And if you ever watch the show, you'll appreciate some little things that they threw in there. If you're going to download Peacock, if you're going to watch anything on Peacock, watch The Fall Guy, forget The Bike Riders. That's my fucking movie picks for you. Anyway, Hunter, Hochul, Happy Hands, and Feds. Oh yeah, baby, this is going to be one hell of a show. Hold on to something. Okay, on the persecution of Trump. Well, got some good news for Trump. Tim Walz's brother, endorsed Donald Trump. Take a look at this. Could you imagine? You know how much you gotta hate your fucking brother? They had his brother on some interview, and he was basically saying what an absolute fucking bullshitter Tim Walz is. He's probably like the fucking black sheep of the family, and he's just a scumbag kind of a guy. So much so that his own brother endorsed Donald Trump, which I think is fuck. And it wasn't bullshit like they verified it. It was Waltz's brother. Kamala's numbers are fucking floundering. They're getting real fucking nervous about this debate because they know she's going to get fucking annihilated. So now they're starting with all the bullshit now, okay? They're trying to do all these things to kind of just give Trump a hard time. So one of the things that they're doing is they're saying that Russia interference is interfering with the election. Imagine we're back to the Russia hoax. So they're saying that Russian spies are interfering with the polls to make it look like Kamala isn't doing as well in the polls as she really is. Are you fucking kidding me? Matter of fact, Putin even said in an interview or something with the AP or whatever, he'd rather have Kamala Harris as president of the United States than Donald Trump. And I don't fucking blame him if I was him, because if Trump is president, Putin can't do the bullshit that he's fucking doing right now. If Kamala's president, he's going to walk all over her just like he did with Biden. So, yeah, I mean, so that now Kamala's camp is saying that Russian propaganda is contributing to Kamala Harris's flattening in the polls. Okay, yeah, if you want to believe that shit, because Russia was a lie the first time around, but they're just repurposing everything they did during when Biden ran during the 21 election, which they got to be careful, the fucking Republicans, because if they start this mail-in ballot bullshit again, okay, and they do, because they're already bunkering Kamala. They're already doing the same. They're going right back to the same exact fucking pattern that they used during the 2021 election. And if they're not fucking careful, they're going to get away with the same thing that they got away with the last time. I'm hoping that ain't the case. I mean, it's too big to rig, I think. Most people think. Anybody with a fucking functioning brain cell in their head would agree. However, I don't put anything past these cocksuckers anymore. So anyway, the Judge Merchan, whatever the fuck his name was, who's supposed to sentence Trump. I think he was supposed to do it in July. Then he moved it to September. He's pushing it back to November 26th after the election. Here's why. Because I fully believe that they're going to try and hit Trump with a jail sentence, even if it's house arrest. Okay? I can't see them being dumb enough to try to put him in jail, but they're stalling they're fast tracking the sentencing and stalling the fucking appeal. Okay, once this gets appealed, all of this shit's going to get tossed, expunged, and thrown out. Now, if Merchan had a brain in his head, he'd commute the sentencing. Okay, based on an appeal. But he ain't a fucking smart man. Now, if they sentence Trump to anything before the election, they're basically guaranteeing him the White House. Okay, so he must have been given instructions, dude. Push it after the election, because if Trump wins the election, when Trump wins the election, right? You're gonna see them level a fucking sentence on him. He's the president-elect, so they'll probably try to stick him in the fucking pokey. Imagine. President-elect, they're going to try and stick him in fucking jail or sentence him before he takes office. Guaranteed. Guaranteed. So that's the new thing. So the sentencing has been moved up to November 26th. The Trump-Harris debate is this Tuesday the 10th. I cannot fucking wait. I can guarantee you exactly where I'm going to be in front of my television, pacing like a lunatic, watching this fucking debate. Okay, there's what we haven't done in a while, the Hochul hoedown. So Governor Hochul had a Chinese spy working for her. Can you believe this shit? One of her top aides was found out to be a fucking Chinese spy, okay, for the Chinese Communist Party. Matter of fact, she had a home in Manhattan, $1 million home. Her and her husband. I don't know what the fuck business her husband did, but that's He was Chinese too. So anyway, they're hiring fucking... The whole Democrat Party is overrun with Chinese spies. Okay? You know, this isn't the first time a top-level Democrat has had a friggin', commie spy working for them. Imagine. So, FBI raided the house in Manhasset earlier this week. She was taken into custody. Democrats. Gotta love them. Okay, kids. On another Biden blunder. Well, Hunter Biden pleads guilty. You doesn't say Joe. All right. Anyway, people are shocked by this. Like, this is all they've been talking about. So, Hunter Biden was supposed to begin his trial this week. And unannounced, walked into court with his attorney and said he wanted to change his plea to guilty. But he wasn't actually guilty of anything. And people are confused by this. They don't understand the strategy. He said, well, I want to save my family further embarrassment. Bullshit. I'm going to tell you what the fuck happened here. Okay? Biden's going to pardon his son. Biden can say, I'm not pardoning Hunter all he wants. Biden also said he wasn't dropping out of the election. Okay? So anything Biden says, you really can't take, you got to take it with a fucking grain of salt. Now, he said he would never pardon his son before he dropped out of the election. Now that he dropped out of the election, I'm sure this is one of the conditions as to why he backed off the election. Listen, let me pardon my kid and whatever. Or at this point, he just doesn't give a fuck. He knows his political career is over. He's 80 fucking 5 years old. What is he running for? So he figures on the way out, he's just going to pardon everybody, and that's that. What the fuck are they going to do? So he probably told his son, plead guilty, I'll pardon you. Don't worry about it. Okay? So I don't know if they're going to... They're supposed to sentence him, I think relatively soon. But I'm sure they're either going to commute the sentence. I think they're supposed to sentence him in December, I think. They'll either commute the sentence, or as soon as they pass the sentence, Biden will turn around and pardon him. He can pardon him before he even leaves office. Who gives a fuck? It's not like he's fucking running. It's not like he's fucking running for public office. And at this point, I don't think he gives a shit if Kamala gets the White House or not. And if I was him, I wouldn't either. I'd pardon him right now. But, I mean, to think that the man isn't going to pardon his own son, you got to have fucking shit for brains. Okay? Of course he's going to pardon his son. He was always going to pardon his son. He just wasn't going to tell you until the last day. Okay? So, that's that. Hey, baby. Oh, hello, Big Mama. Where's your friend? Where Leroy at? Well, it's funny. I was about to tell the people at home that this week there'll be no black and white. I got a note from Pops earlier this week. He said he had to go out of town to take care of some business. What kind of business he got? He ain't got no fucking business. Okay, but I'm just telling you what he said, So he said he had to go out of town to take care of some business and to please not do the black and white segment without him and me being a man of, integrity and honor. I said, no problem, Pops. So we're gonna postpone black and white until next week. So what are we gonna do now, huh? Well, I guess we're just gonna skip over the black and white segment, Big Mama, and just move on to this. Oh yeah? Ooh, baby, I got a good segment. How about instead of black and white, we do a chocolate vanilla swirl? I bet you can cause some damage with them big arms and them big shoulders and the big chest of yours. Ooh, Lord. Ooh, I'm feeling faint. Oh, Lord, I gotta go take care of something, baby. Oh, I'll be right back. Oh, jeez, I hope she's okay. She got a little worked up over there, chocolate vanilla swirl. Ugh. Anyway, okay, kids, get your tickets out. We're about to hop onto that maniacal, magical express in the mayhem and fuckery. The crazy train's about to leave the station. Hop on! Woo! First stop, New York City. So, the feds were busy this week. After they got done raiding the Manhasset home of Hochul's Chinese spy, they went to the city and raided homes of two of Mayor motherfucker's deputy mayors. Isn't that nice? So far, the purpose of the raids remain unclear. So two of his top deputy mayors had their houses raided by the feds. Nobody was taken into custody just yet, but there's a lot of shady shit going on with this administration. And I would not be surprised if it all ends with Mayor motherfucker. I'm just saying. That's what happens when you have too much chocolate in the city. You know what I'm saying? Anyway, next stop, Georgia. This isn't a laughing matter. The school shooting at Appalachia High School. What a shame this is. Left 4 people dead. and wounded 9. And the shooter was some 14-year-old fucking tink, now in custody, and of course he'll be tried as an adult. I don't understand what the fuck's going on with these kids. Okay, this is not something that we had to worry about when we were kids. Seriously. I mean, I guarantee you his parents were fucking liberals. I guarantee you that nobody ever smacked this kid in the head and said, stop it. Okay? They probably let him have feelings and let him express himself. It's very artistic. Yeah, okay. What he needed was a crack in the back of the head, okay? And now 4 people are fucking dead. 2 students, 2 teachers, and he wounded about 9 others because, I don't know, he feels misunderstood. His feelings, his upset, his anxieties. Get the fuck out of here with these kids. You know what? They should let the parents, okay, or the families of the 4 dead and the 9 wounded, they should just give them all baseball bats, right? And have them publicly beat this fucking kid on national TV. And that will solve the problem of all of these other fucking kids taking it up a high power, right? Like, they should torture him, crucify him, shove fucking spiked baseball bats right up his fucking half-a-fruit ass, okay? That, I guarantee you, will deter any other school shootings, okay? They need to make a public spectacle of these fucking wackos. Okay, I don't give a fuck if he's 14. You're fucking old enough to pick up an assault rifle and start blasting people. You're old enough to get the shit knocked out of you on public TV. Anyway, your sports update, kids. Yankees and Cubs played today at 2:30. Yankees won 3-0. Man, I would have loved to bet at this game. They played the game at Wrigley Field. All the times that I go to Chicago, every time I want to go to a fucking game at Wrigley, the Cubs are away. Always. Every fucking time I'm in town, the Cubbies are out of town. They're away. Now, I would love to catch a Yankee-Cubs game. I really would. I mean, at Wrigley Field, I think that would be fucking great. Okay? But at this point, I don't give a shit who the Cubs are playing. I just want to see a game at fucking Wrigley Field. Okay? I'm not a Cubs fan, per se. But I am a fan of baseball stadiums. I do love old school baseball stadiums. Wrigley is one of the ones I haven't been to yet. And it drives me nuts because I'm always in Chicago. And I've hung out in Wrigleyville, which is the neighborhood outside of Wrigley Field. A lot of great bars, sports bars to hang out in and party in. It's a big sports town. I'm a Bulls fan, so that kind of helps. But I just this is one game I wish I would have fucking paid attention to and went, because I could have, it's a Friday afternoon game. I could have landed in Chicago this morning, checked into my hotel, went straight to the fucking game. It would have been great. Maybe next year, who knows? All right, Mets play the Reds tonight at 7:10. Phillies and Marlins tonight at 7:10. NFL season kicked off yesterday with a Ravens and Chiefs game. Ravens lost 20, and Chiefs beat them with 27 points. Packers and Eagles tonight at 8:15. Giants and Vikings tomorrow, Sunday at 1 o'clock. Giants kicking off their season, their 100th season, Sunday at 1 o'clock against the Vikings. Jets play the 49ers on Monday Night Football at 8:15. Bills and Cardinals Sunday at 1 o'clock. Saints and Panthers Sunday at 1 o'clock. Football's back, baby. So excited about this. Hopefully, it's not too much of a fucking disappointing season. Notice I'm not holding out a whole hell of a lot of hope here. All right, kids, on Tommy's Pub and Grub Review. So, if you've ever driven down Franklin Avenue and you've seen the old dairy barn, okay, and you're wondering what the fuck are they doing with this thing, I got news for you. I just found out. They're going to turn it into a Ready Coffee. So, this chain of it's out of upstate New York, out of Wappingers Falls. It's a coffee chain. It's a drive-through coffee chain. And it's owned by some former hedge fund guy out of Wappinger Falls. He bought up all of the properties that were owned by Dairy Barn, because apparently Dairy Barn's holding company, or the bankruptcy court, receivership, whatever, was still holding the property. So I'm sure he got it for a fucking song. So he bought up all of the outright. I think he paid $9 million. He bought up all the Dairy Barn real estate sites, and they're going to turn them all into these Ready Coffee places, which is basically like a Dairy Barn for coffee. Like, you just drive up, you order your coffee, and you drive away. So I don't know how the coffee is. I hear it's like, select roast and this, that, as you can tell, I'm a Dunkin' Donuts guy, but listen, I'm always open to trying a newer, better coffee. You know what I mean? I just like Dunkin' Donuts because Dunkin' Donuts coffee is everywhere and it's consistently the same for the most part. Okay? Unless, of course, you're in the city. Sometimes in Penn Station, if you get Dunkin' Donuts coffee, it's not exactly the best. Anyhow, so what else this week? Oh, went to the tap room in Garden City finally. So Wednesday night, it was a nice night out, a little crisp. I figured, you know what? Let me take Rosie out for a little run, blow the dust off of her fenders a little bit. And I hate getting on the Parkway during the week because I don't give a shit what time it is. I was like, 6:30, 6:45. I know I'm going to sit in traffic, so that's not fun. When you ride, you want to ride. So I said, let me stay local. I said, fuck it, I'll take a ride over to Garden City, and I'll go check out the tap room. And I got to tell you, I haven't ridden my motorcycle through Garden City very often, but I think I'm going to start doing it a lot more because I just tortured everybody that was in Garden City. Like I have to, because I don't belong. I look the part. When I'm on a bike, I look like I belong on a fucking bike. So I'm wearing my leather cut, t-shirt, tattoos sticking out. I have a fucking permanent scowl on my face. Got my shades on, music blasting, fucking thing is roaring. So I come down 7th Street, and there's all, little restaurants and cafes lined up along 7th Street, and they all have outdoor seating, and it was a nice night out, so everybody's sitting outside. So I'm doing the slow roll down 7th Street, and I'm cracking the throttle, and I'm obviously upsetting everybody. It was great. So I stop at a light on the corner, and there's I don't know what restaurant that is on the corner. I think it's, I forgot the name of it anyhow. They had a bunch of people sitting outside, and they have these, yuppie little Garden City people. It was an older couple just sitting there. And I could see the lady getting nervous because she's staring right at me. So I just looked at it, and I just started gunning the throttle. And then I smoked the back tire, which is not something I normally do because tires aren't fucking cheap. But it was just, I knew it was just going to irritate the fuck out of everybody, so I had to do it. I'm an asshole. I'm known for it. So I smoked the back tire a little bit when the light turned green, kicked it, and just, swung my left. And then so I stopped at the tap room. Now, I've eaten at tap rooms before, but very infrequently, so I don't remember what the fuck if I liked them, if I didn't like them, whatever. So, and normally when I'm trying a place for the first time, I don't like to change the, if I'm ordering something, I don't like to maybe add my little spin on it. I just like to order the dish the way it comes, minus lettuce if it has, just because I want to taste how they do it, and then I like to make my changes afterwards. So, I wasn't in the mood for a burger. I was a little winged out, so I was not in the mood for wings. I says, you know what, let me just get a chicken sandwich. So they have this Carolina chicken sandwich. It's a fried chicken patty on a nice toasted brioche bun with this pickled cabbage coleslaw and this ranch, like a avocado ranch dressing, and they kind of dip the chicken in this Carolina mustard sauce, which Carolina mustard sauce is it's like a Carolina's version of barbecue sauce. It's like a mustard-based barbecue sauce. So I did something I normally don't do. I wasn't feeling like a fried chicken patty. I felt that was a little too heavy. So I says, give me a grilled chicken patty. Give me a piece of grilled chicken and do the same thing. So sub out the fried chicken with grilled chicken, as you can see. Normally I hate grilled chicken. I absolutely fucking hate grilled chicken. Probably wondering, why did I do this? Because I didn't want a burger. So the only place that I'll order grilled chicken where it's absolutely phenomenal is the spot that I usually hang out in the neighborhood, which I'm not going to tell you because then I don't want people fucking, overrunning the joint and hassling me. So, the way to do grilled chicken the right way, which nobody ever really does, everybody just takes the fucking chicken breast, throws it on the grill, and then flips it, cooks it that way over direct heat. And what you're actually doing is drying the fucking chicken patty out with a chicken breast, right? The right way to do grilled chicken is to reverse sear it. Like you cook it, indirectly. Like in the oven, or if you're doing it on a grill, an indirect heat type of thing. And then when it's cooked 3/4 of the way through, you finish it direct heat over the grill. Now, places like the bar that I hang out at do grilled chicken amazing because what they do is they fucking brine it first, which gives the chicken a lot of moisture because chicken breast has no fat, it has no moisture when you're grilling it. So it infuses it with flavor and moisture, and they do the same thing. They reverse sear it, right? And then they hold it, and then they grill it to order. They finish it and grill it to order, and it comes out perfect. It's juicy, it's tender, it's delicious. Most places, like I said, just throw it on the grill and fucking forget about it until it's cooked. And what ends up happening is your chicken breast gets dry and stringy, and it's not disgusting. And that's exactly what the taproom did. Now, I can't fault them for it because it's my own fault for ordering, grilled chicken. So I'm not going to hold that against them. Now, the fact that the chicken was just grilled to death, aside from that, the rest of the sandwich, I gotta say, if I would have done it with the fried chicken patty, probably would have been delicious. Because the mustard sauce was good, the coleslaw was nice and crisp. I didn't get the pickle part out of it, but it was still good coleslaw. Wasn't very saucy. It was more almost like a vinegar slaw. And then, of course, with the ranch avocado crema on top, just gave it that little extra push that you need with coleslaw. So I also substituted the regular French fries out with sweet potato fries. I've been on a sweet potato fry kick lately. And those were very good. They cooked them perfectly, nice and crispy, and they served them with this maple honey mustard dipping sauce, which I could have just poured that on my motorcycle boot and licked it off, and I would have been fucking delighted. Okay? So, bottom line here, Taproom, Garden City, great little vibe in the place. It's actually big. It's big. And, nothing is cheap anymore. You go to McDonald's and it's a fucking gourmet meal. So, it's a good spot to take a check if, or take a date if you want. It's got a nice little vibe. It's a good neighborhood spot. I'm sure on the weekends it's going to be fucking crowded. It's the new place in town. Wednesday wasn't so bad because it was a Wednesday. And, of course, it's, the week after Labor Day, everybody's back to school. Businesses are all, they're sucking wind. I'm sure next week will be better. But I encourage you to go check it out. Would I go back to this place? Absolutely. It's a good brunch spot. Good place to watch football this fall. They have a nice little outdoor patio. So it's a cool little spot. I think on the weekends, like I said, like most of the other tap rooms, they're going to have music. Like Friday, they'll probably have some kind of live music. I don't know if they're going to do a full band, probably just a guitar player. Saturday, they're supposedly going to do a DJ. I don't see how or where they're going to put that. Maybe downstairs because they have a lounge downstairs. So who knows? That remains to be seen. But, would I go back? Absolutely. It was a good spot. Like I said, the sandwich would have worked if I'd have just ordered it the way they had it on the menu and not tried to get fancy with the grilled chicken. So there you go. All right, kids on What the Fuck Is That? We're going to talk about happy hands. What are happy hands, you may ask? We'll take a look at Now, you're probably wondering, what the fuck did I just look at? You know something? Let's do a replay. Just let it marinate. Just drink this in, okay? Just, here, let's one more time around. So now, here's Happy Hands. I see this fucking guy everywhere. Okay, this was I took that last Friday at the beer garden over here, and that's where I originally seen this guy. Like he goes to pretty much any venue that has a live band. Like I've also seen him at the beach. I've seen him at the boatyard. I've seen him at the Salt Shack. I've seen him every fucking place. Okay. I think I even might have seen him at the Lazy Lobster once or twice. The fucking guy is everywhere. And I don't know, like I said, he only started coming around about 2 years ago. Now, usually when you see this guy, he's wearing fucking like leggings and a crop top that would fit maybe a 12-year-old girl. This was the first time he debuted himself in a lavender onesie, and if you could, I mean, you could see his fucking knob. For Christ's sake, like, who wants to? He looks like a fucking rejected, like, Dr. Seuss character. Now, here's the fucking lowdown on this guy. He must have tripped out on so much fucking acid, it's not even funny. Like, I mean, you gotta have a couple of screws loose up to be, that's all he does. He just spins his hands and he twirls around and he's just spinning, and everybody calls him fucking Happy Hands. Now, I don't know where he got the nickname from. I don't know if I gave it to him. Honestly, I can't take credit for it. Like, I don't, because in my head I always called him Happy Hands before I actually heard someone say it out loud. So I don't know if I might have said it in passing to somebody and it stuck. I can't take credit for it because honestly I don't know who gave him the fucking nickname Happy Hands. Could have been me, could have been somebody else. I don't know. But the fucking bands all know him. They even mock him when they see him. They start doing this. And he's clueless. Like, either he loves it or he just goes right in the middle of the dance floor, doesn't give a fuck, just starts spinning around, twirling his hands. It's not like he's drinking or anything. He just goes to fucking play with his hands. Now, like I said, he just started coming around about 2 years ago. So I was talking to a bouncer that I know at the Platte, and he gave me the fucking inside dirt on the guy, because we've been mocking this guy for about a good year and a half now. So a couple months ago, he's like, yo, Tommy, he's like, he's a fucking lawyer? I'm like, get out of here, he's a fucking lawyer. Apparently the guy's an attorney. So he's an attorney, he has a kid, he has a daughter, so I'm guessing he was married or is married or whatever the fuck, I don't know. So he goes, yeah, he's like, I see him at the bar talking to this girl. She had to be like in her, early 20s. He's like, so when he walked away, I walked over to her and I said, he's harmless. And she goes, that's my father. And he goes, your father? He goes, dude, I had to walk away. He's like, so I started digging around. Apparently he's an attorney. He goes, I saw him leaving in a fucking brand new Mercedes. So could you imagine this fucking guy as your attorney? Could you imagine, like, this is the guy that's representing you in court? Like, what is he going to do with the judge? Like, just start twirling his fucking hand? Like, I'm pretty sure the guy might have been a fucking square, and then at some point during the pandemic, something fucking snapped inside of him. He started putting on 12-year-old girls' clothes and twirling his fucking hands around everywhere he went. I don't know where the fucking guy lives, but I always see him over here and every place else. It's fucking, it's disturbing. I don't know whether to be fucking, whether to laugh my ass off or be fucking terrified of this guy. I mean, every time I see him, I see his fucking knot. Who the fuck wants to see this shit? Okay, kids on right are racist. All right, so on average, gay men intake 1.34 times more protein than straight men due to their level of semen intake, per a study by Out Magazine. Well, that's racist. Out Magazine never said that. However, that doesn't mean it's not true. Per clinical studies have shown that gay men do have a higher protein count to them than straight men because they're sucking all that cock. Okay, all that banana juice that they're drinking, like fucking 2 cocks at a time, some of them. That's why lesbians go crazy. Lack of protein. Okay, kids, your PSA. So there's a problem that's been happening more and more frequently, I think. If you've been to like a CVS or a Walgreens or a Walmart or a Target or something, it's getting more and more difficult to fucking shop because everything is locked up. Every time you go into a fucking store and you need something, you gotta ring a doorbell and wait for some fucking Momo to show up an hour later with a key. And then they have like a fucking attitude because they gotta work. And it just makes your shopping trip, like I can get in and out of the store in 3 minutes because I know I gotta grab, but now it makes it longer because I gotta stand there like a fucking Momo. And then like the worst is like you go to one aisle, you finally wait for it, and then you go to the next aisle, you gotta ring the doorbell again. So I was in CVS before, right? But I was in Target the other day, and again, everything I needed, ding dong, I gotta fucking wait. Can you get me this? Can you get me that? Okay, then I go to the next aisle, fucking ding dong. It's the same thing with CVS. I go into CVS to get my vitamins. I go to the back. Fuck, of course they're locked up. Not only is that, the vitamins locked. See, here's the thing. So, like, certain things that you wouldn't think would be locked up are locked up, and certain things that you would think would be locked up are not. Like shaving cream, razors, all that shit, not locked up. Deodorant, vitamin supplements, like only certain vitamins actually were locked up, and then ice cream. Everything else, every other snack is fine, but they locked up the fucking ice cream. Like, it's ridiculous. So I go in, I have to get my vitamins. So I ring the doorbell, I gotta wait. This woman comes over, unlocks the thing. So I made a fucking comment because it drives me nuts. I said, you want to follow me to the next aisle too? I said, because I got to get shit out of that. She says, oh no, I can't do that. Why? Why? So then I go to the next aisle. I got to ring the fucking doorbell and I wait for some retard to show up there. That one. Yeah, it's like ridiculous. So in my fucking fit of rage, okay? I came up with a fucking solution. It's a brilliant fucking solution, if I don't mind saying so myself. From now on, instead of like when you walk into a store, like, you know, when they have the wagons and the baskets, now what they should do is just line up a bunch of fucking midgets. Okay? Midgets with keys around their neck. They're like an interactive keychain. So when you walk into the store, you grab your wagon, you pick your midget up, you put it in the fucking wagon, and then you go shopping. This is brilliant. Okay? They'll tell you where stuff is. Oh, what aisle of the cleanser's down? Like, where can I find toothpaste, little guy? You know, what? They'll tell you what's on sale. You can attach fucking coupons to them. Maybe put a little price scanner on them, like you just swipe shit. Okay? And they have the key around it. So instead of ringing the doorbell and waiting for somebody, the midget they don't even have to get out of the wagon. They just lean over, unlock it, boom. You open it up, you grab what you need, and you got a store employee right there with you at all times. And you don't mind because they're like fucking 3 feet tall. And here's the best part. This is the part that the store owners and companies are just going to absolutely fucking love me for, okay? When you hire midgets, they work for half price because they're half the size of a fucking human. You see, they have half the expense. They don't eat as much food as we do. They eat half the amount of food. They use half the amount of gas. See? So it's a fucking win-win-win for everybody. The midgets have steady work now. They don't have to wait till just Christmas to get a job. Okay? It makes shopping fun now because you get to pick out which midget you like. And even at the holidays, you can dress them up like elves. Okay? It's fun. It's cute. So there you go. That's my solution to this whole fucking, lockdown of products. And it'll eliminate shoplifting. And it'll keep your customers coming back and happy. There you go. Stay COVID-less, kids. No mask, don't ask. Haters can kiss my ass. And remember, who loves you, baby? It's been your Friday wrap-up, and I'll see you when I see you.